Good evening, everybody. It is Wednesday night, and SARCO is back, Season 5. And in the commentary box, I have got the returning Carl Lawrence. Man, oh man, did we have fun the last couple of races. And this evening, Carl, you get to see the shorter version of SARCO. The 2 sprint races, 25 minutes apiece, one in the day, one in the night. How are you this evening?
Good, thanks to you, man. But like, I only got paid for one, I didn't realize there were 2 races tonight. So I'll do the first or second one you choose. No, I'm kidding. Super stoked. 2 races, two bites of the apple. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
No, look, I must say the driver's briefing this evening was pretty quiet. There's normally a bit of chatter that happens, but it was extremely quiet. I think the guys are just anxious to get the season up and at it. Returning Mohat Musa, he comes back as the champion, as well as Andres Serrado, who was second on the podium. Jude Neville not joining us the season, having moved to another series. We do wish him well there. I do see that 2 days ago we had Leon de Villiers, who had subscribed with us, so we'll just give him a little recap there. So thank you very much for that. And not only that, is 4 hours ago we had Briggsy that has subscribed, and we saw him jumping into our Discord. So Briggsy, thank you very much for that as well. Just having a look at where we're currently at, is we are 3.5 minutes away from the qualifying. Carl, let's talk Monza quickly. How do you feel about Monza?
There's only really one thing you can always say about Monza, especially in sim racing, is the first chicane, mate. Do we see 30 cars go in and 30 cars come out?
Well, sorry, I did mention 30, right? But I was wrong. And that's because there are 31 cars entered this evening.
Okay, well, hopefully we see all 31 and not 30. Come on. Like, I've never done a race at Monza in any shape or form, call it any of the sims, and come out of that chicane without seeing something or having been involved in something.
And as much as I want to say that it does happen, but it is extremely rare. It doesn't always go according to plan. But look, we understand that the guys that don't want to crash, they don't want to go in hot, they don't want to create a situation where they are running their race and somebody else's, and we have seen caution in the league, and that's what we want. But let's hope that we do get through alive.
I mean, it's not a poke at drivers in the series or drivers anywhere. It's just a poke at that particular circuit, because even in the real world, we can't even have drivers like Verstappen and Hamilton go through there side by side on their own. Never mind with 31 going in there together. So, but the circuit itself does lend itself towards close racing, which is nice to see. And the overtaking isn't as easy as you would think it would be with such late braking points, because the straights at the after them are so long. So even if you're going to move down on a late break, you're under attack again straight away into the next corner. So it does lend itself to very good racing as well.
And 100% agree. That late braking, one of the beauties about this track is that your exit is so important. So you are able to have a little lunge on the inside. But then the reality is that because you've now had a lunge, you've now compromised your exit. All you've done is you've just compromised what happens at the end of that straight. So lots can happen this evening, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be, I'm assuming the 25-minute sprint, there will be no stops. So there's no like hesitation on strategy and whose tires will last and whose tires wouldn't, because it's only a short period of racing. Yes, there will be degradation and drop off, but it won't be as managed as what we see in a longer distance.
Well, the guys can just give it horns now. We've taken away the limit on the tires because the guys were saying that they were sitting around in practice, not really doing anything. We've got rid of that, and now it's a free fall. We do have 1 minute left before we go into that qualifying, so before we go there, let's just have a little quick look at the following.
Himself up on the inside at Clubhouse.
This is going to get intense. Is he going to try and go around the outside? We can't get the words out, it's the blanket. You cannot make this up. You just have to watch it.
SARCO Season 5, brought to you by VA Auto Repairs.
Attention VW and Audi car owners looking for top-notch car service and repair without breaking the bank? At VA Auto Repairs, we're the VW and Audi specialists you can trust. Our expert team ensures quality repairs and maintenance with a guarantee of satisfaction. From brakes to engine overhauls, we can handle it all. Your car is in good hands. RMI approved, we deliver excellence at fair prices. Your safety and satisfaction, our top priorities. Book your car service today. Visit our website or call 011 315 4001. And don't forget to quote SARCO when making your booking. VA Auto Repairs, your trusted partner in vehicle care.
VA Auto Repairs indeed. So if there's anybody out there, they are in the Midrand vicinity, give them a call, go check them out, and by supporting them, you're essentially supporting us. So go and give them a look. So that is the end of practice. We are going to be going into the qualifying now. And yeah, it seems that we can just read those times. While we're waiting for that to switch over, let's see what's happening in the chats. And unfortunately, guys, a little technical glitch in terms of our Streamlabs subscription. Is our dual stream is not working this evening, so we are only coming out live.
Green light, go, go, go.
Why does it do this? We are only live on YouTube this evening, so apologies to those that we have had to pull from Facebook, but we will definitely get that resolved for the next race. Okay, so some of the comments coming through, Talk saying, what's happening, peeps? Talks, I'll tell you what's happening is on Monday you joined us for the race and then you never raced. So what happened there? And he also said the last time you commentated together must have been some of the best racing I've ever watched. Let's hope it is epic. Oh, thanks very much for that, Talks. Must say Carl and I did have quite a bit of fun. We got Team Sicarius. Hope I got that right. Hello all, how's it? Welcome. And then Mr. Ruan Heineken saying, let's go boys, qualifying is up. Let's take a look to see who is on track. So Lucas Hubert, newcomer here this evening. Carl, is that your mic giving feedback?
It may possibly.
There we go, whatever that was, worked.
Fixed? Fantastic.
So Lucas, actually, one of the drivers that was watching on the outside and then decided he wanted to come and join us, Ulrich de Jager, racing. It's actually Ulrich that helped me with my clipping of my wheel. Is that he sent me a message just saying, listen, I was watching you qualify. Driving through Sunset and your wheel was clipping more than it should. Just go check out those settings, and I had an absolute crack of a race on Monday, so thank you for that. Robert Stoltz in a Lamborghini, we did see him.
Can we please go back to explaining clipping? I would appreciate that.
100%. So what was happening is that you can see in the bottom right of my screen is that when I was going through sunset, my force feedback was actually registering in the red, but going all the way to the red. So I was actually losing a bit of feedback. So there was a few little settings that I was able to just tweak, and now on normal driving and under normal circumstances is that I never go into the red. And now I have a lot more feeling, which actually just completely changed the driving style.
Okay, see, as an IRL racer, thank you very much for explaining that, because it's something that I've had issues with, which I didn't realize the term. I've had people say that to me, and I'm like, no, yeah, okay.
Well,
so thanks.
So that is what that is. Oh, now see, now I've lost focus. Where were we? Okay, so remember also now out on track. Shamil Mohammed having joined as well, the first race for him. So Lucas currently first driver on track, so we know whoever's behind him is on an outlap. So there's Robert, Lucas, Jabulani, Mazi Van Dondo, and Ulrich Diaga, who are on the outlap, as well as Flip van Sail.
So now we get to see what kind of pace. I saw 48s in practice, so do you think they're going to go any faster than that in quali?
48. We got to remember, guys, this is a one lap flyer. At 48s, maybe.
It's going to have to be a pretty spectacular first lap, though.
Yeah, without a doubt. Your tires have to be up to temp. You can't do that, what Memo just did now. Climbing all over the curb there through that first chicane. But now I am watching Lucas getting nice and tight up on the inside wall as he crosses the line. So that's a 151 there for him. Here comes Ulrich de Jager out of the Parabolica, getting himself across the line. So 151.5 for him. Next in line, Yusuf Musa. And Yusuf on his outlap, and one of our PlayStation drivers having moved across. So awesome to see Yusuf taking the plunge and joining us in PC. So Jabulani in his McLaren heading down the back straight. Gonna get that car turned in now on the brakes. Ride the curb just for a little bit, then get that foot flat, make sure the car doesn't step out, hold that grip, get a maximum drive out. And where does that put him when he crosses the line? So that's a 151.3 for him. Isham Domingo, one of the Project Vapor cars. So on a outlap there for him. Let's see. Shamil Mohammed. He is now coming into the last corner, turn number 11. So you see a nice tight line on that exit, really held the inside very well. And lots of acceleration and throttle coming out of Parabolica to cross the line, and that will be his outlap. No, it won't. It will be first place, 149.9. Adrian van Sail.
Almost thought you put the car in, didn't?
Adrian van Sail, he put himself second, missed him doing that. Adrian Bond going into a Lamborghini, that's pretty interesting. We saw him having an almighty battle with Memor. What's happening here? Ulrich going again. That's too many laps, Ulrich. So there might be a little chat with the stewards later. So Yusuf Musa 149.4, a good effort there for him. So that's put him in pole position. Sean Domingo, you can see lots of curbs there coming through the first phase of Parabolica again on the exit, and that BMW just eating that stuff like butter.
There's something about a car with no livery on that is just spectacular.
And I'm pretty sure that Isham does have a livery, and I've reset. We've got Musa's, Mohad Musa's. I've got to be careful when I say Musa, because now we've got two Musas and completely not related. But Mohad's livery shows, but not Isham's.
Interesting. I still think it looks absolutely fantastic, and just the carbon look, and it looks fantastic on pole as well. Bang, straight away onto pole.
100%. So next up,
Here's that 48.
Yeah, 48.3, and you did call it. So Stephen on his outlap, Jason Farmer in the LTR colors on a outlap, Emily Bentz on an outlap, then Shamil. So he does a 149.8. And looks like he's still going.
You said driver's briefing was pretty quiet. Was it maybe too quiet?
Not quiet as in not enough people, as in terms of the chatter.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe a couple of people missed driver's briefing. They're doing an extra lap of qualifying, even though there's only one now. Was that something you resolved before the start, or was that?
I won't be able to resolve it now that the server is up and running. So it looks like Aiden is getting ready to do his flyer, make sure those tires are up to temp. So Aiden sets himself off Jason Landsberg. We know him as Hazard in the PlayStation world. Coming out of Parabolica. He will now start his hot lap. Next in line, Chris Heineke. Is that a Bentley I hear?
That used to be one of the most popular cars when we first started with the ACC, and it seems to have lost some popularity, but Chris Heineke bringing it back. Is that him on an outlap?
Yeah, I must say, having been at the 9 hour and listening to that black and gold livery going past, the sound of that thing is absolutely phenomenal in real life. Okay, back to Shamil, that's a 152, so he's still going. I think we better just get a message to him, because he is really taking advantage of this qualifying as Jonathan goes past and gets himself into 6th position. Sean Lerero now coming through Parabolica, no time there for him, so this will be the start of his lap. Ruan Heineke is on a flyer through the last corner.
It's so easy to dump it on the throttle, just give it too much and let the back light up, and that's either A, ruined lap, or B, spun it, but he's kept it quite neat and tidy and very, very tight on the exit.
Little flash there, and that puts him into 2nd place with a 148.3. Even Torquay is saying, wow, a Bentley. Oh, Aiden Russell goes and puts it on pole, 148.1. So the time is definitely dropping. I wonder whether that's got anything to do with the track now rubbing. What is that word I'm looking for?
I think it's rubbering.
Rubbering. Yeah, with a ring.
I think your mouth is rubbing up slightly as Landsberg puts his 2nd on the front row, 2nd place for Jason Landsberg. It must be that red and yellow livery he's put on there. Look, that actually looks fast standing still.
Chris Heineke puts that Bentley into 5th place. Let's see our championship leader, or winner from last year, coming to defend his title. Shamil still going. And yeah, I actually can't get a message to him at all, unfortunately. Andres Herodio is 2nd on the podium for the championship last season in that Audi.
Oh, how he threw that in there hard. He hadn't got anywhere near the brake pedal before he turned in. That was absolutely lovely to see. Whether or not it relates to a fast lap time, it remains to be seen. Crossing now for a
outlap.
Didn't set me up for that again. I think he does it on purpose.
Oh gosh. So here's Sean Lerero on a flying lap, crosses the line, and that's going to put him into 6th place, 148.9 there for him.
We're borderline 47s, eh?
As a 1 lap flyer, it's pretty decent.
That is absolutely bonkers. Like, I can barely put a 1 lap in when I've got 25 goes at it. Never mind doing it first time out like some of these cars are doing at the moment.
So Flip Van Zyl in the Ferrari, team captain for LTR, using as much of that exit as possible. He's now going to tighten up, get the straightest line and cross the line, and that puts him into 7th place, followed by Marius now, who is on his outlap. Mohad Musa, car number 1, crosses the line, and that's pole for him, 47.6. An absolute cracker lap there for him. So
I'm saying borderline 47s, and he smacks it midway 47.
This is lap number 5 for Shamil, currently in 14th place.
Now puts himself up to 11th on his 5th lap.
That's correct. So look, there isn't really anything we're able to do right now, but I'm sure the stewards will look at that at the end of the race. Andres Rodeo, 47.8. That puts him into a 2nd place.
That is blistering pace on a 1 lap flyer. And that was literally out the pits, start a lap, finish a lap.
So Avia Murray didn't really do many of the SARCO races last season due to just his load shedding schedules just were not user friendly.
Catching it fine with only a minute left of qualifying, so obviously waiting for the track to be as optimum as possible before starting a lap.
Yeah, so he's got 1 minute, and there should be enough time for him to still get around. So Marius really hanging on that BMW going into turn number 11. Where's this going to put him when he crosses the line? 9th place for him in the BMW, and it's a 149.000. That is as 149 as you can get it. So now,
wasn't it the circuit where we saw the top 3 qualify in Formula 1? I think it was within the same 10th, down to the 3rd decimal point. 3 drops.
Quite possible.
I think it was actually Jacques Villeneuve and Heinz-Harald Frentzen who were part of that 3, and Michael Schumacher.
Yes, I do remember that.
Random bites of information for the evening as we watch the last bit of Marie's final lap with nothing on the clock. There's no, you can't even make a mistake now. Like, if you don't put this in, you are starting 26th.
And that's because everybody's put a lap in. It looks like so. Stephen Smith and Memor, they returned to the pits without a time there, so that must have been an invalidated lap there for them.
Yeah, not enough time to put up another one, so that's where you start with no lap time. But Maria, wow, I would be panicking inside that helmet as you go into Parabolica for the last time in qualifying.
So that will put him into 3rd place. So a great effort there for him.
Talk about leaving it for the last minute and got away with it. Absolutely brilliant planning. Almost Max Verstappen-esque.
So I'm just making sure that I have all the results that are required, because we just need to get the positions for the next race sorted. So that is the end of qualifying, and where that has now put us, and we always have to do this, go back to drive. That is the formation now starting already. So guys, we will be back just as the guys get going, because we just got to start sorting out the starting positions for the second race, because normally our admin team would help us, but some of them are racing this evening.
Dedication is lacking.
So do not despair.
Surely while waiting in their cars, they can quickly open a laptop and help us out, chat.
Yeah, maybe.
Mr. Musa starting the season out strong. Championship winner last season. On pole. First race of the season. Stamping dominance, if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it is. That's how you come back and defend your championship. Come on. See, now I've got to get all the stuff reset. So here we go. Oh, ho, ho, ho. I'm actually too scared to look. I don't even know where we should be looking. So that should now be green lights, and we are racing here at Monza, round number 1, and it is the first of the sprint races here for this 2-race event this evening. Is that the right view? Is that the right view? Oh, so far so good. Look at that. So there's 4 wide. Bit of a concertina at the back there, but no contact just yet. Some rubbing. Oh, there's a spin. A little bit of a contact. So we did expect a little bit of that, but no big pile-ups and massive cars being sent to the nether realm. So now at least we can get back to racing, and it looks like Mohat's livery has not updated either. So we will. Oh, something's happened in the back there.
So just up, heads up, but no screen this up.
Are you seeing it now?
Here we go. I'm back. Massive moving and shaking side by side into that. Oh, that was brave. Is that Bent there looking for it down the inside of Musa?
That it is indeed. But now I've lost my mouse. Oh, there's my mouse. Oh my gosh, what's going on here?
Technical difficulties on both sides. I had to go reset my mic, so.
Shit.
Oh, Domingo already showing battle scars early on. Lap 1 not even done and dusted. We got battle scars on the BM already. Field rather spaced out. Looks like Memo and Arjan are paired up again. Yeah, definitely. We're going to see the two of them battle it hopefully all the way through the race like we did last time. Looking forward to that. Heineke right on the rear bumper of his teammate. Is that looking for a way through on Lorero, or are we working together? Down the inside he goes. So that answers that question. It's going to be last of the late breakers into turn 1. Are we going to see a little bit? Oh,
just lets him through.
Lorero, way too deep. And through the escape, is he going to have to give that spot back? It would be courtesy to do so.
Yeah, and I also think that might just give him a track warning for that.
Yeah, so 3 track warnings on Eden. Did he give it back?
No, because Heineke is ahead of Lorero.
Yeah, so he's on again, late to the brakes.
Was
there contact?
Oh no, that's the 2 teammates coming into contact. I think that was Terry Wolford that collected him there. This has not been the start that we were expecting to see. You can just see how congested it is now that whole field has to slow down.
Oh, it's punched everybody up horribly through that, and that is not the widest sector of the circuit. We see Rianos down the inside into, he's late on the brakes, but not late enough. Was there also contact on the exit? There's just the cars all over each other. It's the blanket, Dylan.
It's the blanket. But look, eventually it's all going to settle, but we're seeing red all the way down the order. Just to see what's happening out in front. So Musa starting to open up a little gap over himself and Sorodio. Third place, Aiden Russell. So he's got himself a gap with Jason Landsberg having an absolute cracker here in that McLaren, finding himself in fourth place. And then it is just congestion all the way down, because then it is Van Sale, Bothma, Mohammed, Wilfred, Domingo, Benz, Smith, Murray makes up your top 12.
And they are absolutely nose to tail heading down into turn one. I'm sure there's going to be some movement here now as we see the Ferrari Murray go down the inside. The pit late to the break, almost take breaks. He's going to. We almost lost 3 cars there in one corner. That's what you get for taking your BMW to a non-sanctioned service center.
But I don't even know who that was. Was that Steven Smith? Yes, it was. And man, oh man, let's just see if we are. I think we've actually just missed it, because we've got a 20-second time frame.
And now, super early the brakes, and almost caused a massive collision behind him. Was that intentional? No way. And there's an absolute mess behind that now. Ruud Heineke again with Loureiro. Don't let trip over each other. Oh, and there's cars of Smith again on the outside there. So Smith has left the circuit twice, 3 times in one lap. There must be something wrong there.
I mean, I think maybe with possibly a bit of contact early on, has that just damaged some stuff, and it's making it very difficult. And you can see Memo just putting that Porsche in all the right places for him, but all the wrong, and a Lamborghini coming very fast into the braking zone. And that was Adrian van Sale, so having to take the little exit road. Man, this is definitely difficult stuff so early on. And now it is Memo up against Ruud Heineke again through Parabolica. We did have some racing on Monday night, and Memo driving out of his shoes, holding second place for a majority of that race. So,
but Heineke now with the switchback, he's going to be looking into the inside of one. He's going to have to be silly brave again on the brakes. So we're going to see someone outdo it again on the brakes like we have in the last 3 iterations of turn one. Down heavy on the brakes, they go into turn one, and they're actually going to get these cars stopped. He's got the inside line, Heineke, and Memo was smart enough to let that go. But he's going to be looking, like we were talking about earlier, that run down the next long straight to have a go into turn 4 and 5.
And that's, again, this Porsche is very quick in a straight line. So he might be able to just swing it now on the inside, but that's going to compromise his entry into the chicane. So it looks like Memo's going to have a show. Will he have a go, though? Just pulling out there right at the end. And
further back, Loureiro definitely getting a move on now that he's dispatched of Heineke twice. I think it was the two that came together down the inside now into the second right. And second Lesmo. And is that job done? It looked to be, but the run down to the chicane is another discussion.
So Loureiro has been able to get himself ahead of Jonathan, and next in his targets would be Emily.
Oh, that McLaren very late on the brakes though.
Just you could see how squirrely that rear was.
Oh, but Heineke is moving it. Look how quickly he's caught the back of this. So these two are going to be chasing to the field for the remainder of the 17 minutes we have left of this race. It feels like it's only just started. Have we finished lap 1 yet, Dylan?
What do you mean? We're on lap 4.
It's been flat out from the moment these lights go on. And I'm expecting, I don't know what I was expecting, why I would be expecting anything differently. Another move, Isham Domingo. Is he looking around the outside? This is going to be brave on the brakes. He is looking. He is holding station, but that was firmly blocked. A little bit of a rubbing his racing on the exit. Is he going to force the maneuver?
So now it looks, he will. I was about to say he will have to go around the outside, but Domingo has been able to make that move stick. And the man out in front, Mohat Musa, oblivious to what's happening behind him, has just done a 47.7. Absolutely flying up front.
And looking at the sectors, that was all in sector 1, so absolutely brilliant first sector from him. We got Memo. Is that Ruan that's leading Memo now? Oh, late on the brakes, he was in there. He's made up a lot of time, but it's going to kill his exit. Is he going to be under attack now into the first? No, not at all. It looks like that a BM of Smith has sorted out whatever braking issues it was having and is starting to make his way back up the field with Heineke and Loureiro. Loureiro, though, having an argument with him into second, Lesmo. Couldn't quite see if that was finished off. But Morena also looking racy behind Mohammed.
Sorry, I had hit the wrong button there. I was trying to see what was happening with that move, and my mouse was a little bit higher than expected. Apologies to those.
And we are missing Smith. Where did he go? And Darden as well, dropping massively.
So Charles Darden, on the grass going through Ascari. That's definitely not going to help your lap time. But just have a look at these two. Down in 14th and 15th place. Having an absolute good old-fashioned brawl. And that's Porsche versus Ferrari.
Yeah, they've been going at it for quite some time now. I said Heineke was on a move, but he hasn't dropped Memo at all. In fact, that Porsche showing how quick that Ferrari is struggling with damage. That's why you see that Porsche run onto the back of him so hard at the end of that main straight. The simulation actually does slow the vehicle down should it take air damage like the Ferrari has on its nose.
And we could just jump a little bit further up, and this is into 12th place. And this is Sean Loureiro trying to find a way around Emily Benz. McLaren versus Ferrari. Oof, and Sean a little bit too hot. And that's definitely going to hurt that exit, because we know this McLaren is actually quite quick in a straight line.
Yeah, and the circuit being very much a straight line circuit, but he's very quick on the exit. Lesmo 1 into 2. He's going to be close enough to have a sniff down the long straight here under the bridge. Whether or not he's going to do it remains to be seen. He's been late on the brakes. I will give him that once or twice, a little bit too late. It'll be interesting to see if he does have a degree. You are right, that McLaren very, very slippery in a straight line.
Oh, and while we were watching this, I did have my eyes...
Oh, Wilford. Wilford has left the building. He has left the group chat.
Where is that?
Or is that Mohammed? Sorry, Mohammed and Murray. Apologies.
I do want to just go back and see that, because there was a... Oh, there we go. So that was through Ascari. Oh, Terry going around the outside. So that's what happened there.
Yeah, Maria also caught up in that. So I think the two of them they were together at one stage, I think.
Oh, look at this. So this is now Ferrari, BM, and a McLaren sandwich.
Oh, Mohammed, late on the brakes. Loureiro going to try and be brave onto the inside of the second part. That's allowed Benz to go around the outside. And Benz probably going to have to run through the right-hander to hang on to that position, or is he not smart enough, backed out of it? He saw the pace Loureiro had when he came past him. And unfortunately, Mohammed getting mixed up in a fight straight away after collecting himself after his off.
But then you have this little battle now. Whoa! Ruan Heineke late on the brakes there, up on the back of Jonathan.
No, he was checking Jonathan's inside camber.
And there's Memo right behind him.
This is absolutely ridiculous. Can these blankets go away, please? They're everywhere. Luckily, we had a cold flooded earlier. There's so many cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got an 8th joining in the background there. Is that Farmer coming as well? Smith, as I'm speaking, has had another off, and I think I lost the place in Diaga as I was talking about it. Yeah, Smith now lost another place. So he's been having an absolute shock. We commented on him in the top 10. Oh, off goes Loureiro. As that took us away from that battle, Loureiro off. And decided he's had enough.
I want to see what happened there.
Don't say and Heineke again.
Oh
no!
Oh.
twice in one race, gents.
That looks like that was a comings together of the teams.
I don't want to be in that debrief.
So what that does is it now lets Jonathan go up to 10th place, even though he does have Shamil right behind him, looking to the inside into the first chicane. Space is given on both sides. Nice and tight.
It looks like a dice through a parking lot. How the two of them made it through there side by side without touching. Verstappen and Hamilton take notes, and are still side by side through this right hand. Look at the marbles on the outside there. There's only 11 minutes left in this race. So these boys are fighting for it, hammer and tongs, for a top 10 position. If it was a Grand Prix, we would say it's for the last point. Down onto the inside, they go late on the brakes. Not enough room for both of them. And that's Brent keeping the place, or taking the place 10th from Mohammed.
Yeah, he is held on to that place, we should say, because Mohammed was really driving hard going into turn number 1, and went side by side through the first chicane, through turn number 3, and then into the second chicane. Marius Botman, grabbing a bit of dirt on the exit there, a little bit of understeer as he chases Flip Van Zel. And there's Jason Landsberg further up. I must say,
having a really strong race. It's when we first mentioned him where he was, we felt as though like maybe he's just a little bit too high, but definitely got the pace to run inside that top 4. He's only 7 seconds off a podium position, and these two, Marius Bortma and Van Zel, haven't really made inroads into his lead there.
Well, in terms of Jason Landsberg's top fastest time is a 148.6, Van Zel 148.5, and Bortma 148.7. So these three are basically running at very similar times. The person who has had a very quiet race is Aiden Russell, sitting pretty here in 3rd.
It looks like the top 3, all of the top 3 have had a very quiet evening. Musa way out in the front, so Rodeo in 2nd, and then Russell just kind of hanging around, watching and waiting, hoping something happens in the next 9 minutes. But I think it's pretty much status quo. What isn't is Bortman and Van Zel still going at it. And the fact that these three are 10th off each other and running this close after 15 minutes of racing?
Yes, that is correct.
Is rather something. I can barely hold my attention span for that long in the sim. It is really difficult to be this consistent at these times for this length of period.
Okay, let's see what else is happening. So, you can see that there are some more red spots further down. Because this is now a Memo chasing down Jason Farmer. They're fighting for 13th and 12th place. Jonathan, just as I was about to say, Jonathan Betts trying to put some pressure on the back of Terry Wolf.
And it's Mohammed Betts again. Jonathan had made such a gap on Mohammed, and now we're going to have a 4-car battle for 10th. Memo is on the back of Farmer. Farmer seems to be bringing himself into that battle, so we're going to have a 4-car battle for 10th place shortly. Heineke,
So Adrian Van Zel, he's also trying to chase down Jabulani. He has got himself away from Stephen Smith, so they're able to just relax a little bit now and enjoy the racing.
Yeah, it's that 4-way by Memo. That Porsche is so much quicker than the Ferrari at the end of that straight. You can see how he reels him in, and even on the brakes it's able to hold its own. So that Porsche of Memo looking good towards the end of this race. He ran a little bit wide there out of the chicane. That's going to hurt him all the way down the straight. So all that work he did into 1 and 2 is now negated, and he's playing catch up for the remainder of the lap. It looked like he had a move. But the two in front of them, Mohammed and Bent, Jonathan Bent, we know Jonathan has the pace of Mohammed. We saw him get past and get away. He made a mistake though, unfortunately, in bringing him back down behind Mohammed. So Bent is going to be all over the back of that BM shortly.
I am still with you. Realize that we still need to just sort out the order for the next race.
Oh, Jonathan all over the back there of Mohammed. Looks like the group is getting tight. These four are getting really close together. Memo Still chasing Farmer for that 12th place, but it could be a 12th or a 10th soon. Wolford also struggling in front of this group with that bent up Mercedes. So Wolford's 9th place isn't exactly sewn up just yet with only 6 minutes. Oh, they're all wide. Wolford was the widest of them all. He's in the wall. He's managed to stay on the break. Thank you, Terry. He didn't take out any of these 4, but unfortunately for him, properly wide on the exit there and in the wall. Terry, as I mentioned, your 9th place wasn't sewn up. You make me look like a commentator's curse once again.
Oh my gosh, that, yeah. And the funny thing is, as much as we talk about this commentator's curse and it's not a thing, we know it is.
It's not a thing. Dylan, it's not a thing. It didn't happen, okay? Take it off. Terry's going to phone me now. My phone's ringing. Yep, Terry, phoning me. Oh, down the inside goes Benz. Late at the brakes into 1. Able to turn it in. It didn't look like it. It does still show him ahead. Oh, Landsberg's dropped to 6th. Landsberg's suddenly dropped to 6th. Jason Landsberg is going to go to 7th as well. Domingo hard down the inside. I don't think Jason had any idea he was there.
No, it just looked like...
And all of a sudden, Jason's gone from 4th in the field to 7th in the space of 3 corners. Whether or not it was a pass or a mistake, Jason Landsberg has gone from 4th to 7th. Domingo and himself, collision as well, contact into that right hand. I don't know if you saw Domingo coming. We only caught the tail end of that, so I couldn't really make a judgment call on that, but it was 50-50. They both stayed on the track. And Jason's got some work to do now to catch up.
So, what I've just realized, are we looking for Chris Heinecker? Because I realize that as I'm now going through the qualifying, he's way down in 17th place, and with a fastest lap of a 48.8, he's just not, looks like he's getting this car to hook up.
We did see him up inside the top 10, I think it was in quality. And now struggling race pace with that Bentley. Marius Bortma all over the back of Van Zyl now for 4th place. So Flip Van Zyl and Bortma, they're not finished yet. They may have lost their other sparring partner in the form of Jason Landsberg, or Landsberg. But the two of them still going at it, hammer and tongs for that 4th place. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd is Musa, Sorodio, and Russell, but they are out of here. 7.1 seconds a gap between 2nd and 1st. Russell, though, only 1.7 off Sorodio. That has certainly tightened up for the final, for 2nd place in the race. Flip Van Zyl in 4th, Bortma chasing, made a mistake though on the exit there. He's lost a lot of ground. Only 4 minutes left to go, so about 3 laps, I think, Dill, or 2 or 3. As we're starting to get to the end of this first race for the night during the day. The second one will be in the evening, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. Sorry, Carl, I need you to just hold base here for a few more minutes, but I can give you something to talk about, which is brewing, and that is right.
Ooh, I'm also looking.
Right here.
Yeah, there we go, Jason Landsberg. Landsberg, I've got to stop calling him Landsberg. I know I'm going to get told all about that. 1.3 now the gap. He had the pace. We saw him in 4th. We see him chasing down Domingo. Domingo not scared to put a nose in. We saw that earlier. Domingo sticking it down the inside while Landsberg was trying to get a previous incident all collected. Got that move done and dusted. There was contact. Jason kind of forced off the race line. It was 50-50 though, pillar to pillar. So whether or not Jason going to be a little bit ticked about that remains to be seen if he gets onto the back of Domingo. It was 1.7 when I last looked. We're now down to a 2nd. So Jason definitely with the pace to catch the back of that BMW in front of him. And that McLaren definitely is slippery in a straight line. It looks like the Porsche and the McLaren's both flying in a straight line, and also late on the brakes, nice and tidy on the exit. That exit's so important because you've got to carry that speed all the way through this right-hander now. It's turn 3, it's flat, but it does load the tires, so it does load the engine. The less input on the steering wheel, the better your exit, and the better your run down into 4 and 5. Jason making the most of it, but still only a 2nd gap though. He's late on the brakes, can take a lot of curb on the inside so he can get the exit right. A lot of curb there, a lot of good exits, so he's keeping that car neat and tidy. We've seen how fast it is in a straight line though. So stay close through 1, stay close through 2, and get that run under the old circuit, under the bridge, down into the last of the chicanes. We see them now coming out of 7 towards 9. We're going to go downhill now. I think it is downhill. Could be wrong. Into the turn 9. He hasn't really brought it any closer, so he's staying pretty much status quo. I'm surprised that BM is as quick. A lot of curve. That car looked so tidy. Good setup on that McLaren and on that BM. Long run down towards Parabolica. There's only a minute left, so we're going to get another lap of this battle. This battle for 6th and 7th. Aiden Russell Garcia hasn't made any inroads into Serodio's second place. It's 1.2 to 1.5. This is definitely the battle on the circuit. 0.7 of a second. There has been contact between Mohammed, though. Further back, it looks like Memo and Mohammed getting into it, but Memo making the most of that up into 10th place. Jonathan Bent's up into 9th. And just behind this battle, 3 seconds, is Moret. So he's licking his chops, hoping for a bit of tight racing. We see that McLaren close so tight on the BM, down onto the brakes here. Very, very late to the brakes. He needs to make the most of this last lap. Only 52 seconds. I don't know if the leaders are going to give us another lap, but Jason being a little bit too late on the brakes there ruined his exit. Unfortunately, we're not going to see him get into the back of that BMW anytime soon if he keeps doing that. I think his only chance now is a small mistake from Domingo. And if there's anything that I've learned from watching the SARCO series, these drivers spend a lot of time, down the inside Farmer on Mohammed. The side, tries to do a switchback. I don't think he realized how close he was, because that Ferrari basically picked up the rear end of that BMW. They're heading down the straight now. Hard to the defense goes Mohammed. Farmer going to be looking for a way around onto the inside. There it is. It now becomes the outside though. So are we going to see some brave brakes here? Very brave brakes. Mohammed pulling back in. I don't know if he let that position happen, or if he just thought better of it for a better exit and maybe another look later on. But Farmer getting that move done, moving himself up into 11th place, and Mohammed relegated down to 12th. And it doesn't look as though he has the pace to give Farmer a hard time at all. So it looks like Jason Farmer's going to get away with that pass one in the dying stages. Jason has dropped another place by Marais. Was 7th and now down to 8th. So Jason Landsberg lost the place now to Marais. I wonder if that was... and Botma. So we were watching Jason trying to chase down Domingo. And now Jason Landsberg down into 8th behind Marais and Botma. So Botma and Marais both getting that pass done. As we look back to Jason Farmer, he's got that done on Mohammed. Mohammed almost given up on that spot with Van Zyl all over the back of him. The race is pretty much over as Musa fastest lap the race. He's crossed the line in first. Serodio taking second. Russell will cross the line in third. Van Zyl in fourth. Domingo fifth. Bortma in sixth. Morais 7th. Jason Lambros in 8th. Jonathan Benz, great drive to 9th. 10th for Memo. Farmer, we saw grab 11th place in the dying stages. Van Zyl down to 12th. Mohammed in 13th. Smith finally finishing in 14th. Diaga 15th. Dylan, you should be here to help me with this, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Jabalani in 16th. Heideke in 17th. Benson 18th. Stoltz in 19th. And Hubert in 20th. I was only making a joke about Madzi van Donda. Dondo? Madzi van Donda. There we go. So, I got it. I knew I was going to get it.
What's happened is the server has reset.
Oh, that sounds unfortunate.
Yes. So the second one is already launched, and I have no way of stopping it. Bugger. So my plan has not worked, so we'll need to just figure this out shortly.
I need to arrange me some thread break.
Okay, sure.
That was some proper last lap right there. Absolute awesome racing. Man, I can't wait for the next 25 minutes.
so here's the challenge. I haven't figured out how to solve this problem, and it's gonna reset now.
So our second server for 25 minutes, we're going into the evening, correct?
That is correct.
How do you think that's gonna? So obviously 140, we saw what 147 sixes in quali. Race pace we saw low 148. I wonder if the ambient temperatures and that are going to see the times either increase. We know those motors do better when they're cooler, or are they going to decrease because the tires just can't get to the temperature that they need to provide the grip on a surface that is cold as well. So it's a whole new aspect going day, night. You've just done 25 minutes. You've done, what's that? That's probably 15, 16 laps.
That is correct.
In a certain condition, finding the limit in that condition. On a sim, yes, maybe not as grave the change between night and day, but visually everything is different. And now you've got to go race for another 25 minutes on a circuit that's notoriously difficult to get your braking point right on. It's a whole new kettle of fish. Are there no practice beforehand? It's bang in and go into the race from your previous quali or another session of quali?
It's bang in. So what should have happened, which I'm now just going to need to just mention here to the drivers, is that this
green light, go, go, go.
the starting position is as per the qualifying of race 1, because before I could save the reverse grid, it had already changed itself.
So same grid order that we had in race 1, we're going to see in race 2?
I don't know yet, because it wasn't saved, so I don't know what's going to happen.
So what we're going to do is we're going to blame Halloween, and there's ghosts in the system, and we we wait to see what we get.
And then I realize that I'm still in the wrong server. This one has been a disaster.
Any freelance producers looking for something to do on a Wednesday evening? Though I'm blown away by the amount of screens in that you can run a server, run a stream, and still do commentary. So,
Green light, go, go, go.
big up either way, man. Big up either way.
Thank you. How much time do we have left? So we actually might have enough time to add another server and hopefully get them into that.
Still not hot though.
Absolute disaster. Yeah, so it's not, what it's doing is it's not allowing me to save the grids, to change the grids.
Are we still a hot mic? Or?
Yes, we are live. So I think maybe what we need to do is see if I can't start another server and just get the guys to go into that quickly. But I think I can only start an event. Let's see, there's not enough time to get everybody to register for that event and get them in. Make one lap a warm-up lap and fix in positions for top 10. We can do that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait. It's one of those where I thought I had time.
Oh, hang on, I've lost our stream here.
Okay, let's just, we're going back now, just to, you should see it now.
Okay, got it.
10 seconds.
Drive. And that's because I am not in the right screen again. So here we go. The second start, second race. Yeah, second iteration. I like that.
The second iteration of race 1. Yeah. Are we doing warm-up lap and reshuffling, or going straight into it?
No, we'll have to go straight into it. Why is there pits going on here?
Oh, I think there's a bit of confusion on the start here.
Green light, go, go, go.
We are green. We are a car in the wall. There's a Lamborghini on the right hand side there. We've had a couple of cars going pits. Bond is way down. That's the Lamborghini or the car we saw. Is that the Bentley of Chris down into third? Oh, contact further back. Please don't tell me that's Loretta.
Oh, that's what we didn't want, because he has a backward spinning Ferrari.
Oh, Chris Heineken just jumping across the curb there to miss everything. This has been... We've got a hello everyone. Hello Dylan. I think we were a bit quiet here for a second.
That was
But an
not ideal.
absolute cluster.
Woo!
We've still got look, Emily Bent under attack there in 9th place from Musa down the inside. That's Yusuf Musa. I don't know if that was our previous race leader or race winner. I think it was. We saw him pull over to the sideline just to get to reset to the back of the top 10. Trying to sort out the order so that they knew, so that they started reasonably where they should the second qualifying had stood, or the reverse grid stand. And Musa down to 15th. Domingo just ahead of him. Oh, very wide Domingo. We've got Memo behind there in the Porsche looking racy. And is that Van Sale between Musa and Memo? Yes, it is as well. So Van Sale getting a decent start. He's up in the 16th. Terry Wolford up until or in 11th. Hopefully he can hang around there this time. We don't see him in the wall towards the end of the race. Unfortunately, making a mistake right at the end there of race 1. But Musa backwards. He was 15th. He's now backwards and dropping down the order. Terry Wolford up to 10th though. So I'm wondering what happened there. Jason Farmer looking for a way past on Wolford. But Wolford down the inside into Parabolica. He was definitely not close enough for that look. He had it anyway. And a big slide from that Merc on the way out. A power slide. We saw the V8 Master doing that at the final round of season 4. But down to make sure we got Farmer now all over the back of that Mercedes. That long Mercedes making for a very nice slipstream for that Ferrari. But the Ferrari we've seen not very quick at the end of the first straight.
Yep.
And down the inside he looks. But behind him, it's Morton and how did they not run into the back of each other there?
They basically just each went a separate way. You go left, you go right, and we'll see what happens there. Aiden Russell up a couple of positions here, so that's actually him dropping down 2 places, and that's from Darden as well as Heineke, and that is Chris Heineke in the Bentley.
Yeah, so Chris Heineke having a proper start of the second heat, up to second place behind Ruan. Ruan eking out a decent gap, but we did see that Chris was down in 3rd, so he's made a move up in that Bentley. We saw him struggle in the last race, towards the end especially. Well down the order and not quite turning lap times that we thought we would see, but it looks like Jabulani under big pressure from Terry. Is that? Oh, there's contact.
A little touch there on the back of Terry, and that's did go to Jabulani.
Oh, Jabulani very, very wide on the exit there. That Merc is looking menacing over the curves. We saw Terry drop it here. He didn't drop it this time, and he's got to run. He's going to have a look into Parabolica. He's nice and close now. He had a look at the previous lap, but behind him, Farmer, Domingo, and Musa, there's a lot of moving. Domingo has gone past Farmer, and has he though?
Around the
side
outside.
by side through the Parabolica. He's going to hang it around the outside, but he's going to be nowhere going into turn 1. And I think Musa is going to come out the big winner here. They're 3 abreast.
No way.
3 abreast. They're still 3 abreast. They haven't given up yet. Domingo leading that out. Musa down the inside though. Musa should be able to get this down on the brakes. We've seen how late he is. He's flashing his lights as Domingo hard into the brakes. They go into 1. Oh, he's late on the brakes. Is he going to get it turned? He's got it turned, but there is an undercut. He's going to have to leave space. Oh, but Domingo onto the dirt. Has he turned it into Farmer? I don't know. There's too many Ferraris with the same livery now.
So no, that was that looked like it was Etienne Maton who ran himself a little bit wide and missed out on that braking zone and just rejoined. But Wolford and Jabulani are having an almighty
Domingo back
battle.
on the inside of Farmer, and that was rough. Yep. There is no air and graces between Domingo and Farmer there. There's a lot of very, very late moves, but Wolford, he was all over and he was attacking Jabulani, but now needs to be worried about race 1 winner Musa. Oh, running wide is Terry. Musa definitely going to be wall up alongside. He's going to get the move done long before they even get to the brakes. So that move done and dusted, and Wolford from 10th to 11th, and he's got a fast charging Domingo just behind him.
So the battle up in 3rd place. I don't know if you heard that pop. Was that on my side or was that on your side? Was that something? But it did sound quite eerie. Nevertheless, Charles Darden in 3rd place now on the back of Chris Heineke in that Bentley, and right behind him is Aiden Russell in the Ferrari. And let's see whether it is straight line speed of the Ferrari or the Bentley that gets the upper hand here going into turn number 1. Musa just making a move now on Jabulani as Jabulani now drops down to 10th place. Musa in a 9th position.
Oh, down the inside now. Down the inside goes Russell. Darden on Heineke. Is he going to get it done on the brakes? Oh, it's tight. Are we going to see another cutback? No, but we are going to look around the outside for a Ferrari. It's going to run out of room. And that was Aiden Russell very, very close to getting that move done. And this has just brought Flip and Sale and brought me into the party as well. So Chris Heineke was defending for 3rd And now it looks like he's going to be defending for 6th sometime soon. And it looks like Smith as well, not far off this battle either. Musa now all over the back of Emily. Emily Bench is going to go to the middle of the circuit, try and make that McLaren as wide as possible. We know it's fast in a straight line, but Musa on the brakes is just something else. Those KWs and those ceramic discs working hard in that BM every time he gets on the brakes, and it looks like that's Jabulani again with Wilford. Wilford's got past him now.
Yeah.
So we've got the move done just behind the bench there, and that's allowed Domingo through as well. And like I said, Domingo looking menacing on the back of Wilford. He still looks menacing. Oh, Wilford, big squirrely moment on the throttle. We said he's used to driving V8s. That AMG not exactly handling like it. He is holding it tight though. He's squeezing onto the side of that BMW, making sure he's still got the inside on the brakes here. But that move already done and dusted. Is it though? Late how he avoided contact there. And that's allowed Jabulani. So they made contact. And the two of them are off in exactly the same place. Wilford ended his race 1. He's going to end race 2. Jabulani though able to rejoin with very little time lost at least, or he's only lost 2 places, sorry. But Wilford dropped all the way down the order there. He's only just getting going now. So unfortunately, the same place he binned it in race 1, he's binned it in race 2.
Yeah, that was just both drivers keeping that pedal absolutely stamped to the ground and not wanting to give any space to anyone. And unfortunately, 2 cars don't fit through one. Etienne Mouton now making a move on Jabulani into the first corner side by side. Jabulani a little bit earlier on the brake.
Oh, it's too late.
Etienne's way too late on those brakes.
He's had to take to the escape road to get back. He's rejoined and given the place back. Nice courteous driving there from Moten, but unfortunately just way too late on the brakes. He hadn't moved done and dusted already. He was already alongside. Just a decent early break, and he would have made that move stick, but unfortunately just a little bit too late, a little bit too eager to get it done. But Musa, fastest man on the circuit, 3.6 seconds behind Smith, and he's catching this gaggle.
100%.
This is going to be absolutely bonkers when that BMW catches on, because Russell right on the back of Chris, we saw he's got some pace but not enough to hold Russell behind him, because we've seen mistakes from Russell and he's closed that gap right back up. And Flip Van Sale and Bortman not far enough behind to not be a concern should these two stop swapping places, or sorry, start swapping places. So Chris doing his damnedest to stay within the slip of that Ferrari. In front of him was a Ferrari, behind him moves out of slip, moves back in there. I thought maybe looking on the inside of the Parabolica, but let's see it through here. The Bentley very quick in, does slow it down mid-apex. Does Russell see that, or is he going to have to get out of the line pedal on the exit? Looks like he has seen it. He's right under the back wing of that Bentley. And but like we said earlier, that Ferrari, not the quickest down the straight, but definitely close enough to use the slip. But it's going to all be about who's bravest on the brakes. We know that Ferrari's heavy. We know that Bentley's heavy. The Ferrari's down the inside. We've seen him lose a place here already a few laps earlier to Darden, and down the inside goes Russell. He's got it done into the first. He's turned it in too tight, forgetting the Bentley's there. Contact, and that's caused both Flip and Bortman to lose out there. But Aiden Russell, the big loser, he's lost 2 places.
So Yusuf Musa is starting to close up on the back of Ulrich de Jochen. This is further down the order, and behind there is Adrian Bond in his Lamborghini closing up. It is still lots of action happening up at the top now, because there is only half a second between Marius Botma and Flip Van Sale. But the man who's definitely making the moves is Mohat Musa. Purple sectors, all 3, giving him a 147.3. And right in front of him, he's got, as Carl mentioned, it's the blanket.
The blanket, the proverbial blanket mentioned by Carl. We can say it was Carl. I'll give him all the credit. He definitely did that. It wasn't me. But these 4 are running a nose to tail. Like I said, Chris Haneke, we know he's got pace. He's managed to keep himself in that 3rd place just because of some messy maneuvers or a little bit of defensive driving, however, which way you want to look at it. A very, very wide BMW behind there. Was that Mosa or was that Smith? No, that was Smith. This is going to be on the back of this shortly. Aiden Russell knows he's coming, so he's going to be eager to get past Bortman as fast as possible. He doesn't want to be the first victim to Murat Mutha coming through there, the previous race 1 winner, championship leader, championship winner last season, chasing this group down hard. Oh, big move here from the BMW of Botma. He looked down to the inside. He weaved very, very hard. That Ferrari looked very late on the brakes. But behind him, Russell looking just as menacing as well. We know he's got the pace. He was on the back of Chris Heineke. He was on the inside of Heineke. And then unfortunately facing almost the wrong direction, 90 degrees. And thankfully for him, a little bit of contact from Flip and Sale straightened him out. And he only lost 2 places. So looking to get those 2 places back and get on the back of Chris.
And this battle is definitely going to get more interesting, because here comes Mohamed Musa in that BMW, closing up on the back of Aiden Russell, a 0.4 between him and Botma, then another 0.2 to Van Zyl. So it is just over a second is separating these 5 drivers. And just ahead, you can see there's the Bentley of Chris Heineke, and it looks like he's had a bad exit and he's slowed up the field. So this race, with only 12 minutes left to go, I think is still going to have lots and lots of more stories to tell.
Is that Russell letting Musa through? Yes, it was. So Russell, cleverly, or with a bit of a wise head, letting Musa through. He knows he's got the pace, and now he can just tag onto the back of him and go with him. So whenever Musa makes a pass, so Russell hoping to go with, but Musa, what an exit. He's going to have a run down into Parabolica. He has to. He's way too close not to. They get on the brakes into the Parabolica. Who's braver? Musa thinking better of it. He's seen how deep Botma's gone. Botma's not going to get an exit at all, and that's just made Musa's drive down onto the main straight that much better, and his move into turn 1 is all but done.
And that's because we saw Morris, that rear, just stepping out as he got onto the power. And that's the importance of making sure that you've got that car stable, it's ready for the exit, and you can apply the pressure. But look at that, all
he's going to lift the snap. Russell's behind him.
He's going to go
Russell
through a little bit of grabbing. And
this time he's given the space he needs on the outside. He didn't want to get turned around like he did with Chris, but Botma, they did make a bit of contact, but nothing untowards there. So Russell being held off by Botma, but that was a proper lick, the stamp and send it. Are we going to see the same from Musa now? Mohamed Musa, he's got the run on that Ferrari. He's definitely close enough. He switches to the inside, late to the brakes. We saw this move get done earlier by him. And easy. He's done it easy. He's even got a decent exit to make it. Chris
Heineke is off.
Unfortunately, he's run wide. We saw him do it earlier. Contact at the back. That was Russell and Botma. So Botma coming across the nose of Russell. Russell not getting out of it. He didn't need to. I don't think he did. And unfortunately, that's turned Botma into the wall. Watch it here as we come on the exit. A little bit of a lift. Botma's gone to the inside. He doesn't know Russell's there. Online. And that was just unfortunate timing. Botma not realizing that Russell was as close as he was. And just unfortunate contact dropping him further down the grid.
Yeah, it looked like all he was doing is just going to go and set himself up for the move, set himself up to take the corner, and by going that wide, didn't realize that Russell had got there so quickly, and unfortunately that set him off.
On the inside of Parabolica. He's down on the inside of Flip. He's going to get that move done before the apex. Let's see who gets on the power. Aiden Russell eager to get on the power there. He's got the move done on Flip, and here comes Chris Heineke, hoping to redeem himself. He wasn't third, but our big winner out of that whole gaggle was Mohamed Musa. Up into third place from, I think at one stage he did drop himself down to 10th as he should have. As we look at Memo all over the back of Emily Bentz. Is that because he's just lost the place to her?
No, that's because he's been fighting there and hasn't been able to find a way ahead. But if he's not careful, there we go, on the brakes. Ooh,
who's got straight?
We got a BMW, that is Marius Botma going straight.
And stopped.
And that is correct.
So unfortunately Marius obviously having other issues as besides the contact he's had and the busy race he's had. Flip for sale, he lost out to Russell, but he hasn't lost the back of Russell just yet. And thankfully so, because Chris Heineke on a move, and he's bringing Smith and Domingo with him. So we could see this race between these 4 or 5 cars carry on towards the end of this race. They all seem evenly matched. But Mohamed Musa up in the third place, 5.6 seconds off second, with 9 minutes left to go. Unless Darden and Heineke get closer together, or one of them makes a mistake, I think that might be as far as we see Mohamed move tonight.
Well, it's all about what they're going to be doing and what do they have left in the tank. Because remember, Musa, his fastest lap is a 47.3. But now being stuck, there's a car spun. The car spun in the background there.
Smith and Domingo. Smith and Domingo, they were still making, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Can we catch it still? Oh no!
Round about the same time we saw Terry Wilford do it, we've just watched Smith and Domingo do the same thing. He's pulled the car back on circuit, thankfully, all the way to the inside as we look at Memo come back onto circuit.
Well, that's just...
Emily Bent's very far behind Memo there. We did see the two of them battling, so Emily Bent's also lost a couple of places. Whoa! Jabulani almost into the side of Domingo. Domingo having to stop. That BMW battered, bruised and broken. Nothing but a duct tape can't fix it. If you can't fix it with duct tape, you're not using enough duct tape.
That is correct. But now, look what's happened is we got Flip Van Zyl in 6th place, now chasing Chris Heineke.
Heineke's gone up a spot.
And Memo has now been promoted to 7th place. Because now we've lost Isham, who's now dropped down the order. And I haven't mentioned this, but Ruan Heineke is 2.3 seconds ahead. He is currently the race leader here this evening. And I see that the Messi crafter, we know her as Lala, would be very happy to see that. She's saying, hello everybody. Hello Lala. Yes, that is Ruan currently leading.
Yeah, not someone that gets mentioned a lot is when a leader gets out that far ahead with as much racing as we had. So nothing against Ruan. He's had a quiet race. That's why we haven't mentioned often tonight. But an absolute stonker there. Holding out that gap, 2.5 seconds on Darden. But look at the gap behind Musa. I think I looked at it a lap ago. He was 5.4 seconds off. He's now only 4 seconds off these two. And I'm not sure on the time difference. But if they don't get a move on or a little small mistake, and we're going to see the two of them under pressure from Muad Musa. Flip Van Zyl though, all over the back of Chris Heineke, looking for a way past, but that Ferrari battered in the front end. It must be ruining his straight line, especially down this main straight.
Well, what we can say is that this has been a very, very difficult race this evening. It's just the pure number of cars, and you just get that little bit of a slowdown, and all of a sudden you've got 7 cars on top of each other, just not... just doesn't leave enough space around anybody.
Look, we would call that an absolute disaster in the first lap, but it has definitely led to some really good racing throughout tonight. It stunted the move of Musa in the start, so he had to slow down his charge, which meant we got to see him racing through the field all the way through this race with only 5 minutes left to go. Smith ahead of Martin now, so Smith making his way up. I've seen a car. Sorry, that's just the lights in the background of this game. But, we've seen so many cars go off, my brain's almost wired for it. Flip Van Zyl was all over the back of Chris, but unfortunately he lost a bit of time there. It doesn't look like he's got the pace to run with that Bentley. That Bentley looking a lot better off in the later stages now than what it did in the first race.
So the next closest little battle is Yusuf Musa, who's closing up on the back of Jabulani. Jabulani currently in 12th place. So that is up a 13th position, sorry, for Yusuf, up 12 places from where he started. Absolutely a cracker drive there from him. And Jabulani started in 12th place. He's currently 9 places up from where he started.
Absolute stonker of a race for Jabulani in number 25, 9 places up. He's holding his own there ahead of Musa. We saw Musa not too shabby behind the wheel of that BMW. Another Musa that is absolutely flying and is only 2.3 seconds off Darden now with 4 minutes left to go.
Because he has just done his
middle sector
with 2 slower first and third sectors.
Has done a purple lap, so he's still got a few tenths in him. We might see a 146 out of Musa here as he chases down second place in after coming from, I think I did see him down in 14th, 15th place after lap 1.
Let's see, so Darden, he's currently in 2nd place. He started 12 positions down, so this has also been an absolute great, amazing drive for him.
Yeah, 12 places, 1 race, hanging on to, in one in pretty much early stages on. He was up to second quite early on. So an absolute cracker of a start for Darden. Up 12 places, hanging on to second place. Times aren't bad, 48.8, but the man behind him is doing low 47s, almost 46s. 2 seconds is the gap, 3 minutes is the time. So
we might
technically,
it's this lap plus possibly 2 more.
So technically, we will be seeing a battle in the later stages. It's now 1.5, so not even the later stages. In probably towards the end of the next lap, we are going to start seeing a battle between second and third for the runner-up spot in this race between Mohamed Musa and Darden. Now, if you're Darden, you've made up 12 places in the race. You're still on the podium. Fourth place isn't that far behind. Do you defend your heart out, or do you just let this happen?
Was that a question to me? Because I'm saying that I'm going to race till the end.
Look, if I disagreed with you, everybody listening would know I'm right. They would, no. I'll write us both off for a possibility of a second.
Especially those that circulate in our circles.
Anyone that has ever driven an F400 car, I apologize sincerely up front.
Forgive him, he does not know what he does.
Because it doesn't matter where you were in the grid, I'm sure you've had an altercation with me at some stage.
So there's first, second, and third place. So Ruan did a 48.7 last lap, 48.4 for Charles. So half a second taken off Ruan there. So this race.
Oh, this king size blanket's becoming a single.
Oh, and there's Darden White kicking up some dirt, so that's going to help his chances just close up just a little bit more. And as mentioned, it was that lap plus 2 more, so there will be 1 more lap as they head towards the Scari.
Oh, and Darden is darting all over the place. That poor man is under so much pressure. It's a minute left. He knows it's a minute left. He's got crew chief shouting in his ear, telling him where he's losing time. And I'm pretty sure it's everywhere. Down towards the Parabolica they go. Is Musa close enough to get a good... We've seen how late on the brakes in the Parabolica he is. We've seen how much time he gains through here, how good he is on the power. How close is he going to be at the end of the main straight now? We've got 2 more laps left of him.
This should be the last lap. There we go. Confirmation. Leader is on the final lap. So this is Ruan Heineke needing to bring it home because, again, he lost 0.2 of a second to Charles. And she's 0.9 of a second to Mohat. So Ruan just needs to keep it on the black stuff. Charles, either defend for your life or let Mohat go past.
We know it's defend for his life. It's only a lap. It's not like he's got 3-4 laps that Russell could probably get close enough. This is definitely defend for your life. He's gone right to the outside of the circuit early. I don't know if he thought maybe that BM was looking to get a good slingshot on the exit, but nice and clean through here. The circuit very, very dark in this side of the lap. Looks almost like Eskom got involved in Monza. But through Lesmo 1 we go. Good exit from Darden. He hasn't run wide. He needs to get a good run through here. And that gap between Heineke and Darden is closing.
Oh, Heineke loses the rear on the exit.
Fast out of there. We're going to get these 3 into the last sector of the lap. Very, very close together. It's only 0.4 of a second between Musa now and Darden. Is Musa going to have a look at getting a move done from that distance? After this, he's only got one straight and 1 corner left. So Darden could very much hang on to this. Heineke seems to have sorted out whatever hiccup he had out. So he's got an exit. He's going down the final straight. It's not going to be enough of a slip from Darden to save him from Musa. We've seen how late Musa can go into the Parabolica. It's last lap, last corner. Are we going to see him have a dive? Darden hasn't gone to the outside. Musa decided against the dive. We're going to get these 3 over the line, nose to tail in the last lap. They head onto the start-finish straight. It's Ruan Heineke in the lead. He's led it pretty much from start to finish. Darden already flashing his lights. He head over the start-finish line, and it's Ruan Heineke to take the win. Ahead of Darden, he managed to hold off Musa in 3rd place. Great drive from him. Russell crossed the line in 4th with Chris Heineke recovering to 5th. Flip and Sale will that damage on that Ferrari in 6th. Farmer up to 7th. Jason Farmer, Memo in 8th. Smith sorting out his brake issues from race 1 in 9th. Morton, good recovery to 10th. Yusuf Musa, great recovery up to 11th. A great finish as well from Jabulani in 12th. Emily Bentz down in 13th place, only down one position. Great race from her in 14th place. It is Diaga up 5 with Jonathan Bench. We saw a great showing from him in the first race, unfortunately down 12 places here. Adrian Bond in 16th. Then we have Jason Landsberg. We saw a great showing from him, but in 17th in race 2. Terry Wilford been unlucky twice in 18th. Domingo 19th. The Vinzale rounds out 20th place. Jabir down in 21st, and Mohammed in 22nd. Stoltz down in 23rd, with a Botma taking an exit after a very, very interesting first half of race 2, but unfortunately had to leave us. Not sure what the issue was there, but a great race all around, though.
Yeah, look, once we got all the argy-bargy and that first
Cascade.
Yeah, I can't even put that word together. I almost said a bad word, but remember, we are Code Coconuts, but just their cars just
lucky.
that's the one. Once we got that sorted out and we got down to the racing, which is what we keep asking the drivers for, all of a sudden things were a lot better and exactly what we wanted to see. So we are just going to get the drivers in.
Look, we did see that turn 1.
Okay, let's get them in. So guys, while we are waiting for our top 3 to join us, let's just be reminded of who our sponsor is this evening.
Attention VW and Audi car owners looking for top-notch car service and repair without breaking the bank? At VA Auto Repairs, we're the VW and Audi specialists you can trust. Our expert team ensures quality repairs and maintenance with a guarantee of satisfaction. From brakes to engine overhauls, we can handle it all. Your car is in good hands. RMI approved, we deliver excellence at fair prices. Your safety and satisfaction, our top priorities. Book your car service today. Visit our website or call 011 315 4001. And don't forget to quote SARCO when making your booking. VA Auto Repairs, your trusted partner in vehicle care.
So guys, if you want to find out more about VA Auto, you're able to just check the description below. The details are there. We did. Where did he go? Charles was there.
Yeah, I just turned my camera off here.
We saw you.
You cannot hide from us.
Yeah. I'll leave it on now since it is on.
No, man. Why not? I always put mine on. So, look, Charles, let's start off with you. An epic second race there for you. Started down in about 12th place, or was it 14th place, and moved up like 12th.
I was 14th.
Yeah,
Yes,
moved up a
yes.
good couple of places, but then you had our current champion chasing you down. Just take us through what was it? Were you saying, I'm going to defend him, or if you got close enough, were you going to let him go by?
So Moat and our teammates, so we were in comms together.
Yes,
so,
yikes.
that wasn't the plan. We were trying to go for first. Unfortunately, Annika was just too fast, man. He was very consistent and did a great job.
So I was going to call it, instead of at Hotbooks, they have the defense of the dark arts. We were going to call it the defense of the Darden arts, but apparently you were defending. So you were just working together to get onto the race leader. You got close. 1.5 seconds. It was up and down.
Yeah, it was very, very close at the end there. I think it was a spectacular race.
And guys, look, I'm going to say it now. I thought I had everything under control. I was in the process of getting all the positions sorted, and the next thing, the thing just resets, server launched, and an absolute disaster. So we'll definitely get somebody that can help us sort that out for the next race. So that was on me. Apologies. But what it did is it just threw out a, let's see what happens. And I know it's not the way it should be, but thank you to all the drivers that just accepted it for what it is, got their heads down, and got into the racing. Thank you, guys.
That is one question I had for Monza. Did you perhaps, I don't know, I saw a car dart off to the right hand side. Did you put yourself in 10th place where you should have been, or was that just?
Well, basically I moved myself all the way to the back of the grid because obviously the second race was supposed to be a reverse grid, and I kind of felt it was unfair for me to start first again. So yeah, so I just moved myself to the back of the grid, and yeah, just had an amazing race. A lot of drama though, but what a race it was.
Yes, we're talking about drama, yeah.
How's that for a flex though? So excuse me, I'm just gonna head to the back. I'll see you guys at the end of the last lap in third place. So that's let's not call that a small flex. It was some great driving, some great racing. We saw some good passes on the brakes into Parabolica. It was something scary. So. Great job to you, and all clean stuff as well. I didn't see anything too drastic. So well done to you, man. Great racing.
Awesome, yeah. Thanks, Carl.
Let's go to you, Ruan. Your win here at SARCO. Mooi man,
Yeah.
I'm sure. Very lekker to stand there with your shoulders all puffed and
Sure.
saying, lekker Project Vapor, hier gaat ons.
This was a hard race, I can be honest. I got a lucky break starting in P2. I don't know what short happened to the one, but I got myself up to first. Then the last few laps, the tires just went away. Get too cold, and I see Moat and Charles coming up, catching me half a second to a second per lap. And I was hoping they would fight to just to give me a chance to break away. Luckily for me, the time ran out. 2-3 more laps, they would have got me. That was hard. I was sweating here.
No, and it was absolutely crazy because we were watching the time, and essentially Charles was catching you half a second a lap, and Mohat was about 0.9 a lap. So one more lap, and I think it would have been a very, very different race. But I'd say take the win. And yeah, guys, again, apologies for the start. A disaster, absolute disaster.
Well, look, to run after your first race seemed a lot more eventful than your second. You were all over the place in the first one. I think you made contact with your teammate twice. So a bit of a Max and Ricciardo flashback, but then you went and pulled a Max in the second heat and just in the second race, and we actually didn't see a lot of you because you were all on your own out in the front and leading the pace quite comfortably.
The first few laps were quite alright, because I knew Chris was behind me directly, and he was defending against, I'm not sure it was against who he defended, I think it was Charles or Aiden. They kept him up so I could pull a bit of a gap. But yeah, a few more laps, or a lap or two, it would have been drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, what awesome pace, buddy. Same for Charles as well.
Thanks, bro.
Appreciate it. Awesome.
Thanks,
Yes,
man.
get back
Thanks.
quick. Guys came
That
up
Bentley
quick.
was fast in the straights, eh? Yeah, it was so hard to go past him.
Who was that?
I was back.
His brother.
In the Bentley.
In the Bentley, yeah. The Bentley was insane on the streets.
No, that's freaking awesome. Well, it's nice to know that, because it looked like that the Ferraris were killing the Bentley in the straights. Right, guys, thank you very, very much. Just remember that this season is brought to you by VA Auto Repairs. The link and the details are in the description below, as well as Celtec Tuning Midrand. They are part of VA Auto Repairs. If you need some Audi tuning, you can go and have a chat to them, as well as to NAG for the servers that the guys are practicing on. Thank you very much for those, as well as MSR. There is a big announcement coming tomorrow, and that we are going to be opening up our registrations for our Watlands Glen 10-hour event on the 25th of November. It is coming. Entries should be open tomorrow, guys. All the details will be in our Discord and on our socials, so go and check that out. If you want to come and be part of the first ever endurance hosted
20
event.
seconds.
Myself and Kyle will be in the commentary box for that. Come and check that out, but enter first. We want you to enter. Don't worry, we'll look after the commentary, but come and enter.
10 seconds.
Don't enter the commentary. Leave that to us. We're okay.
That's us. We'll take it on. Right, guys. Until then, we will be back next week for round number 2. Can't remember the track, but it is in our Discord. So until then, guys, keep racing. Keep